Good afternoon. Today is still the 10th of July and this is the 2022 BMC and Leyland Show at the British Motor Museum at Gaydon in Warwickshire. This is part 6 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle. I do apologise if I get interrupted by just people walking around and things, if there's wind noise, if I fall over, and if I get things wrong. It's just the way it goes on this channel, I'm afraid. This is a 1977 to 78 Van den Pla 1500, and it's got the beige leather interior. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. We did some of the cars on this stand in part 5. We'll just finish off here, then we'll walk towards that way and make sure we just cover everything. That's what we like to do. Ooh, an early Rover 2000 to 67. This will be probably a manual though. I have driven one of these. It was also a 67, but it was an automatic. It's owned by the name of Alex, and Alex's Assets channel. There we go. The dash is all very familiar, and it's still got the crazy seat belts in it. One thing I would do if I had one of these cars is fit inertial rear seat belts. So you can tell it's a 67 model year because it's got the different rear lights from the early ones that don't have reversing lights. Ooh, a Sherpa van. Sherpa Deluxe. This is amazing. These just crumbled and crumbled away. All got sort of written off like I'm a spy who loved me. So this is about the same age as the one of a spy who loved me, you know. Yeah, 75, 76, also sleeper. That is in beautiful condition. Purple Wolseley 6 here, 72, 73 registration. This one actually is quite an early one because they started making them in 72. Successor to that was the Princess, and this is a beautiful example of the Princess with the sort of picnic hamper and all kind of things like that. It's also a 2200 HLS, so it's right at the top of the range. It's kind of where the Wolseley would have been had they continued it after the 6-month production run of the Wolseley Saloon in 1975. 1978 to 9 Maxi 1750 HL. I think by this stage, not only did this have the Hydra gas rather than hydroglassic suspension, but they also had just stopped calling it the Austin Maxi. I think they just called it the Maxi. I have driven a Maxi, actually that Limeflower Maxi just over there on a K plate on Sensible Secondhand Classics, which is on my channel. I did very much enjoy it. I like to drive a Hydrogas Maxi actually to compare the two, but the question is if anyone actually offers me one, which is always the way. If you do wish to have your car on the channel, then the email address was about 30 seconds into the video. Ooh, an Austin Cambridge. This will be an A55 Mark II Cambridge with these very big fins on it. We'll have the 1.5 engine. The later A60 Cambridges had a 1.6 engine, and they also had smaller fins. This, however, is a Van den Pla Princess 3 litre. This will be sort of 1960-ish, I think. Look at that, viewers, isn't that just a treat? A little bit bigger than the Cambridges, but we've sort of sorted these out into different sizes almost. That is very nice. As this is this A60 Cambridge here. This is registered in 1963. Now, what I always say in these videos is that the A suffix didn't come in immediately to everyone in the country. Some people persisted, particularly this local authority is Surrey PH, just with the older system for a couple of years. So you see 63, 64 cars with no suffix on the end, like this one. Interesting, right-hand handbrake. That is in really nice condition actually, and you can see the fins are totally different from the A55 Mark II. Another one of these Cambridges here. Again, this is an A60. And this is a 61, it's a really early sort of A60. leather Rover vinyl materials. Very, very nice. Let's have a look at this Austin Apache. I think this is a South African import. Yes, it is. It's an ADO 16, but it's like updated rather than the Allegro. And there were two of these. There was, I think it was called the Austin Victoria, but it was one made in Spain. And there was this. It was the Apache, made in South Africa, had its right-hand drive. 75, 76 registration, but never sold over here, of course, because we had the Allegro at this stage. But I quite like the look of this, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. It's a 76. Yeah, it's got a 1.3. Gosh, one thing I didn't realise about this one is that the owner's got lots of bits for sale for it. That's nice. So this is the Austin Cambridge. I think they called these maybe the Countryman or something. I can't remember. 67 this one, although you can see that they didn't change the fins on the estate models. They just kept them all the way through until these finished production in 69. Although very sort of the Cambridge finished production up to 1971. I think the Morris and the Wolseley ones are the last ones. So this is a slightly larger one. This is a Austin Westminster 1966. I think this will be called the A110. Which got a floor gear change. I thought these were column change. Maybe that was an option or something. But yeah, there we go. You can see the sort of physical size of the Westminster as opposed to the smaller size of the Wolseley 1660. This is a 66. You see we've got a lot more sort of luxury in here than the Cambridge. Although that's not really a badly appointed car, to be honest. Still love light up badges. This one is a 65. Hello Walter Wolseley. 183,000 miles, gosh. It's a lot. It's got more comfortable seatbelts in there as well. It's a very good idea. And this one is a 6110. So this is the sort of Wolseley equivalent of the Austin Westminster as opposed to the Cambridge. So 6110. This is an auto. Very popular with the police force, these cars. I think probably the manual was more popular than the auto, but nevertheless it's nice to see these. Another A110 Westminster here. See if this one has that floor gear change. Yes, it does, and that's a manual. So yeah, it's a very late one on an F. It'd be right at the end, sort of 67, 68, just before the Austin 3 litre came out. Right, let's move into the next section. Ooh, Morris Minor 1000, I think this one will be. Yes, a minor 1000. It's after 1962. It's got the conventional wipers. Actually, this is after the October 64 changes. This is 66. So it's got the latest steering wheel. I think those are Ford car seats that you can put in these. There's various options for changing the seats, and that's one of them some people actually use. Next to a Land Crab. 68, 69 registration on this. I don't know if this was the London City Marathon car. There were some that did. I suppose this could be. Yes, it is. Original racing car used in 1968 in the Mexico World Cup in 1970. 1966. Mini Cooper, I believe this is. Yes, it is. It's an Austin Cooper S. Maybe that's an original works plate as well, because that's often they were at OP, these little minis. The other one, Danger Man, was 931 HOP. Ooh, viewers, this one, it's a 75 Tour. It's a very, very late one. Imagine this will be K series of KV6. Registered in 2006, but obviously these weren't These weren't made beyond April 2005 because the factory actually closed then. It's got the premium front bumper as well, that's interesting. Something that's caught my eye, this Volvo 240. I mean, I'm very happy to see a Volvo 240. I love Volvo 240s, so just a bit unusual to see it at an event like this. The interior is actually almost identical to the one that my mother had, although the steering wheel is obviously not the same. So this will be a late 89 or early 90 model, judging by that interior. This might be a GLT, judging by those wheels, but it could just be a GL that's had the wheels fitted on. Another one of these Land Cruisers used to be very popular in sort of racing at the time. Oh, it's Puff the Magic Wagon, of course it is. 69, I think this was used on the Mexico World Cup. I'm not going to sing Puff the Magic Dragon views because I might get a copyright claim, and also I've learnt from many years of experience not to sing on videos. 1969 to 70, Triumph 2500, yes it is a 2500 injection, or 2.5 PI sometimes they're called. You can see actually its badge is a 2500, so it'll be a 6970. Another one of these competition land crabs. Again, it's about 1969 on that plate. Special tuning in Abingdon. Yeah, it would be a 68 then if it's she competed in London Sydney Marathon. Right, let's go this way, viewers. Oh, sorry. 1964 MGB with the pressed disc wheels. It's not the very earliest of MGBs because those had different door handles, but still quite an early one. It's actually one of these that's very similar, used in the Champions, driven by Alexandra Bastedo. 1974 to 5 MGB GT. It's a late chrome bumper model. Ah, there's a 75 over there. This is the ZTT, which is the MG version. Just check the rev counter. No. I'm afraid that due to the Mayor of London and his friends all around the country, we can't talk about diesels on this channel, viewers. MGA. This is I don't think it's even a twin cam. This is just an MGA, so it's an early one. Very pretty kind of. I think this is sort of like a midget-based thing. I don't think this is an MGB. It's too small for that. Yeah, it's this sort of midget-based coupe. And yeah, I think I've seen this before in a magazine of the sort of 90s. This MGA coupe. There we go. Yes, MGA twin cam 3 times Le Mans works from 1959. Ooh, lots and lots and lots of sprites and midgets, even more than I've filmed so far. Oh, it's a really late sprite. 71. This is one of the last sprites made, actually. One of the very, very last ones. There's a very nice Hillman imp here. 65 Hillman Super Imp. It's kind of a bit works ready as well. 1960 Triumph Herald Coupe. That would be a very early one of these. I can't remember if the coupe came out at the same time as the saloon in 1959. Maybe it was a bit later. So that is pretty nice. The coupes, I think, are the rarest of all. I think they only made them until 64. Very late budget here, 77, 78 registration with rubber bumpers. And we've got the later dash in these as well. That's all Wales. Was that? It's an interesting colour for his his car. If this was his, I thought all the. It's a very interesting hide. This is I think a fair bit later than that plate would suggest, but I don't know exactly. I don't know if the engine's had a bit of modification as well. Possibly it has. So I'm not sure what year that car is. More minis. Loads of minis. Those are really early minis. The Mini Cooper register, Warwickshire region. That's a local to here. LBL 590E, 1967 Austin Cooper S. I wonder if that was one of Paddy Hopkirk's cars. Maybe it was a replica, right? I don't know. Answer the comment section below, viewers. Austin Cooper S. Country mill, I think they call these. That's crazy. I didn't realise there were any of these around. That is just amazing. Yeah, 68, 69 on a G. GRX 309D. That sounds suspiciously like a Berkshire plate, and yes, it would be from Abingdon, 1966 for Paddy Hopkirk and San Remo. It's one of the sort of earlier Mini Cooper sort of revival cars, which would be about 1990 on an H 1991. Just need to see the two of those together like that. (1964) Austin Mini. I don't think this is a Cooper, but I could be wrong. No, it's just a normal Mini. It says S on there. Just what does that mean then? Would it be like a deluxe or something? 1964 Mini Cooper. Morris Cooper S. Interesting. So this is an early one. PK. Gosh, it's before about 65 then. It's a Cooper S, it's a very early Cooper S, with the sort of work style light on the roof. Another one of these kind of maybe sort of Abingdon type cars. ARX is straight away sort of it's been signed on the roof by I don't know who the signature of that is, views. Just move away. It's Morris Cooper. Triumph TR4 here as well, 4VC, but probably means it's the next works car. Commentary plate. Got some later Coopers here. This is a Mark 7 one. All ready for competition. 1967 registration. Ooh, on the Monte Carlo Rally as well. 1969, I think. This is a Mark 3. No, it's a late Mark 2 because of those doors. It'll be on the hydroelastic suspension. So it's a 68. Cooper Car Company, yes, of course, PH. They were between Tolworth and Surbiton on the A240 was a Cooper garage. It's not there anymore. I don't know what this is. This is a personal plate. This is probably one of these early sort of Cooper revival cars, but I wouldn't really be sure. Someone else will have to tell you that. Mini 1275 GT, 1970 45. This one's not got plates on it. I'll have to have a look at the back of that then. Oh, 464 JOP. Could possibly be. Thank you, 631071 Mini Cooper. So very similar to sort of the car that was used in Danger Man. It's 931 HOP. 65 Mini Cooper. I think this might be an S actually. Yes, it is. Morris Cooper S, 1965. Another Morris Cooper here. I used to have a model of a car in this colour when I was younger. I don't know what year this is though. It's a 63. Again, as I keep saying, this car's not got the A suffix on the end, but it is a 63 because not all the local authorities try to adopt that style of registration number immediately. So it's 2171 RD. 1965 Austin Cooper S. I don't think I've seen so many of these like early Coopers together before. That's an unusual thing. Right, let's just go down there and just make sure there's not much else we've missed. Glad I checked for you. Is this is a TAL-based pickup? I think they call them the 575 or something. This has just turned up. So yeah, very rare. based on Viatal, so it'd be 8081 registration. Right, let's go over and look at some ancestors to this truck. This should be the Morris Minor section. Specifically the Coventry and Warwickshire Morris Minor Owners Club. Some panda cars here which which were made literally just by putting some white doors onto some pale blue cars. For some reason, near the end of production of the Morris Minor, they made a load of these. Absolutely tons of these. This is a late 1970. And I think the production of the saloons finished in 71, so a very late one. Again, showing off in this particular instance the post-October 64 steering wheel. We're going to go quite quickly through these because there are an awful lot of these here. I think we'll probably start at the back this way, and then we might look at the front of the cars, but we probably won't have time to look at the front and the back of each one of them. 1967 Morris Minor 1000. That's the earliest steering wheel that was in them. That is, ooh, wow, it's a really late one. It's actually an Austin, I think they call it the 700 weight van. After 1968, they badged as both Austin and Morris, but someone's put an early steering wheel in that one. So this is between 56 and 62. That's the earlier type Morris 1000. That's a Series MM Tourer. Another one of these late minor thousands. The engine capacity changed from 948cc to 1098cc in 1962. So same year here, these are both 69 to 70 minor thousands. This one's a Traveller. Again, another one from 1969 to 70. Another one 1965 to 70. So we've got like all the variants here together. Four doors, for some reason, that I've always found when the minors were actually rarer than the two doors. I don't know why. 1964 Morris Minor Traveller. I think we have some Morris Minor Millions here. In fact, we've just got one today. I think I've seen this one before. I've actually been to a show where there have been several of these. I can't remember how many of these they made, but they're made, I think, in 1961. So they still have the clap hand wipers. So they are the sort of later ones of the first Morris 1000 series. This is one of the later ones. This is a 68. Again, the steering wheel is different in this. Very nice interior, very well done. 1968 Morris Minor Traveller. Ooh, with a Sankyo period camera. That's interesting. 1967 to 68 Morris Minor Tourer. If that's a genuine Tourer, viewers, then that is worth an awful lot of money. Awful lot of money. So we might go down the front down here now. Interesting. This is a 1098, but it's a 59, so that will have an engine change actually at some point. Yes. Thank you.
Not by us, but by somebody else.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you. That's a very interesting colour for that split screen one. That'd be a Series 2. Originally that would have the 803 series engine, but that's probably been changed by now, I think. Yeah. It's not actually a car because there's no engine in there. That's the back of it, I think.
That's car.
Interesting.
That's car and that's car.
Thank you. 1967 to 68 Minor 1000 4-door. I think my mother's Morris 1000 is this colour. It's still around actually. It's been sold recently to someone else. My mother only owned it till 1983, but a friend of hers owned it from 83 to 2006, and another friend owned it until I think about 2018 or something. It's a 63, so the steering wheel is actually corrected with that one. 57 Morris Minor 1000, so quite an early Morris 1000 actually. They only started them the year before. 69 to 70 Morris Minor 1000. Another Minor 1000. Clapham wipers, so between 56 and 62. Split screen. Is this a Series MM? Yeah, it's a Series MM, this one. This is one of the later MMs, because it actually had the lights moved up onto the wings. Originally on the MMs they were in the grille. 1967 to 68 Wolseley Hornet. Ooh, we've got some other stuff here. 1963 Wolseley 1660. Very nice, which we don't fall over. There we go. 1958 Wolseley 1550. Quite a late one of those, because the successor model came out quite soon after that. 1967 to 68. Sorry, 68, 69. I do apologise. Wolseley Hornet Mark III. They were discontinued in 69, so quite a late one. Wolseley 1500. It's 1964. Wolseley 1500. I don't know what year this is. I've got an information sheet here. There's some nice photographs, but sadly not. 1963 Wolseley 1500. Ooh, 1964 Wolseley 6110. Look like a police car, because the police did use these. Yes, manual overdrive. Definitely police spec. This Wolseley, I haven't a clue what this is actually. It's beyond my expertise, I'm afraid, viewers. 1936 Wolseley 1248 Series 2. I do like it when people leave me information sheets, and therefore I can sort of get on with things without having to blag it too much. Another Wolseley 1500, because there's millions of these here today. Where are all the riding 1.5s? Answers in the comments section below. There we go. 1973 to 4 Wolseley 6. Oh, it's 73, there we go. Bought wisely. MG ZTT 2003 to 4. Fortunately, we can't talk about that, viewers, because the Mayor of London doesn't like it. Morris Minor Series MM. 1954. Yes, that makes sense. See, that's really strange. I thought it was in a Series 2 by then. I understand that then. Yeah, it's definitely a Series 2. Maybe the dash is a bit different in those. I got it wrong, viewers. We're going to have to keep going then, aren't we? Mine 1000, somewhere between 56 and 62. Another one of these Taurus. Classics colour combination for them. 63, that one. Is this an MM as well, viewers?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Don't know. Could be. Another Minor 1000. 60. 62 or earlier. Let's look at the grille and see what we've got here. 1954 split screen. So the Series 2. 1968 to 69 Morris Minor 1000. This is a Bristol. I think this is like a 411 or something like that. 68, 69, no, 67, 68 registration. So I think that's a 411 or something like that. Could be a 406. I'm very bad on those sorts of things, viewers. 1966 Morris Minor 1000. Only 67 Morris Minor 1000. 1971 Morris Minor 1000. 1968 to 1968 approximately Morris Minor 1000. 1956-62 Morris Minor 1000. 1963 Morris O-type pickup. 1970-71 Morris Minor 1000 two-door. 1969-70 Morris Minor 1000 two-door. 1969-70 Morris Minor 1000 two-door. 1967 Morris Minor 1000 two-door. 1970-71 Morris Minor 1000 two-door. Oh, split screen, so this will be a Series 2. 1967-68 Morris Minor 1000 Traveller. 1969-70 Morris Minor O-type van. I don't think they use the minor name in the advertising. I think they use the name O-type or something, or 600 weight van or something like that. Almost at the end now, viewers. There's an awful lot of these here. It's a series. No. It's a Minor 1000. That'll be a 56 or something like that. 1963 Morris Minor 1000. 1964 Morris Minor 1000. This one 56-62 because it's got the wipers like that. Remember, almost finished here. 1964 to Morris Minor 1000 two-door. It's before October because it's got the old steering wheel in it. Unless it's been changed, of course. 1968-69 Morris Minor 1000 Traveller.
What is your lowest price?
And then 68-69 Minor Traveller, modified with a beige leather interior. Excellent. Well, that's it, viewers, for part 6 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2022 BMC and Leyland Show here at the British Motor Museum at Gaydon. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and I will see you again soon in part 7.